Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hanging Out for a Living. I'm your host, Teresa Oshman, and today's guest is someone who helps couples do what many of us find really hard, and that's talking about money without it actually turning into a fight. Anybody can relate? Angie Carlson is the creator of the Agree and Achieve method. It's a 6-month experience designed to help committed couples stop avoiding the money talk and start building the life they dream about together. With more than 20 years in the financial industry and as someone who has lived this journey herself, Angie gets Angie gets that just budget better and cut back on lattes isn't really helpful advice when your relationship is on the line. Whether you're starting, down retirement or staring down retirement, navigating debt, or simply want to stop the financial stress cycle with your partner, Angie brings clarity, compassion, and some real solutions to the table. Let's dive into her story and the incredible work she's doing to help couples communicate better, dream bigger, and yes, have more money in the bank. Angie, welcome to Hanging Out for a Living.
Yes, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate being here.
So let's dive into our questions. Let's start with the heart behind the work. What inspired you to create the Agree and Achieve method? And was there a personal moment or client experience that really lit the spark?
Yeah, it actually started because I married I wouldn't say my financial opposite, but someone who definitely saw money very differently than I did. He watched a lot of divorces growing up. My parents were married till death do they part. And we just had a lot of different experiences as a result of our upbringing. And so we would use words like bad with money. I would put it through my filter of, okay, we wasted 20 bucks, who cares? He would put it through his filter of bad with money was the phrase his mom used before she filed for divorce, and he witnessed a lot of them.
Hmm.
And so we would have conversations using that word, and they would get a little tense, and I'd be like, what's the big deal? And then, then when my partner, my spouse told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, no wonder you were so upset all the time because now I had context.
Sure.
And when I started having these conversations with my clients and having them dig deeper on it, their finances were cleaning up incredibly quickly. Like they would go from investing in coaching while not being able to make their car payment to paying off $35,000 of debt in 4 months. Or Angie, we have no room to do anything, and they've cleared 100 grand of debt in 8 months. Like these quick results, and I'm like, okay, this is clearly not better budgeting, cutting back on lattes, and all the traditional advice. Like there's something here that we're replicating. What is it? And so when I went back and decoded that, that's what created the Agree and Achieve method.
Ah, I- that's amazing. That is to be able to decode that itself and get to the root of it all, and peeling away those layers. So you say the current financial advice just hasn't worked for a lot of couples. What's missing from traditional approaches that you aim to provide through your work?
Yes, the reason I would say a lot of the advice doesn't work is a lot of times people say just start with a budget. And I'm not anti-budget. It definitely has its place. And when you aren't really wanting to talk about your money and then you're actually putting your money on the table, like this is just compounding frustration, resentment, stress, all
Sure.
elements that you do not want to have in your money conversations.
Right.
And so what I do differently is I talk about, okay, what do we want the end result to look like? So picture your GPS, it's sitting in your driveway, but right now you have no idea where you want to go, so you can't put anything in your GPS. That's like sitting down and doing your budget. And let's say that you want to drive to New York City.
Okay.
But if you're in Houston, obviously the direct route would be to drive straight to New York City. But if you don't have your GPS and you're not sure where you're going, you could go through Seattle, Miami, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, all on the way to New York City. You're still going to get there, but it's going to be a lot more stress and a lot more money and a lot more time. And so having that vision dialed in so we know what we're working towards, what we want the end to look like, allows us to get financial results faster because we have an area of focus that's bigger than clearing the debt, saving for retirement, traveling more. And so that's what I found to be really helpful for my clients.
Great. So money conversations, we can both agree, can bring up a lot, things like fear and shame and frustration. How do you guide couples through the emotional terrain, if you will, while still helping them move forward with practical steps?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing is what I call bucks don't change belief. And so you can have all the money in the world, but you cannot have that money replace your experiences. So, like if you've had a relationship that didn't work out before and now you're in a new one, some of the things you experienced from that first relationship are coming along for the ride that your new partner does not know about. If you've had experiences from childhood, those experiences are coming with you too. We can't go back and change those, but it's just being aware of how are those things showing up and how are they helping you and sabotaging you on your financial journey.
Right. Wow. So for someone who's watching this and who's thinking, that's us, we need this, what's the first step they can take today to start moving toward financial peace as a couple?
Well, the first step that they can take is just realize that there is a lot here. Like, this is not something that gets resolved in one or two conversations.
Sure.
And when you two are trying to have the conversations, you're going to do your best effort, but you may say something not quite the right way. It may come off as judgmental. And so the big thing is to give each other grace and just keep in mind that you both are starting this conversation wanting to be on the same team. Anything that your partner is bringing up is for that cause. It just may not come out of their mouth that way.
Right.
And so asking questions that aren't judgmental. So, like, not why did you spend that money? It can just be like, I'm curious, how does this support us to get to our vision? Totally different vibe between the
Definitely.
questions. And I promise you, one of those conversations is going to go so much better than the second one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you for that. And Angie, thank you so much for hanging out with me and sharing your wisdom and your heart. Money can be one of the most stressful parts of a relationship, but it really doesn't have to stay that way. And you're actually living proof of what's possible when couples commit to communicating with clarity, respect, and a shared vision. So, for anyone who wants to learn more or take the first step, Angie's contact information is in the description of this video. So definitely check it out, reach out to her. And to all of you tuning in, thanks for hanging out with us today. If this episode spoke to you, please give it a like, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an inspiring conversation. So until next time, keep showing up, keep connecting, and keep building a life you love. Thank you so much again, Angie, and really enjoyed having you on today. Bye for now, everybody.